Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel and welcome to this latest pick a card read, which is a read on creating a roadmap. So it's your personal roadmap to your ultimate happiness, whatever your ultimate happiness means to you. So what I aim to do with this read is create a roadmap from where you are now to where you want to be, and creating some key points along the way to actually plot that map for you. So this ultimate happiness, this desire that you're looking at, can mean anything, and the roadmap can be, for example, if you wanted to become a doctor, and that was what was representing your ultimate happiness. That roadmap, obviously, to becoming a doctor will take years. But say what you're wanting to do, your ultimate happiness is to actually create a state of inner peace and inner calm, and actually be able to achieve that state at any time and make that a predominant state, and that be your ultimate happiness. That roadmap can be like that. So maybe if that's the example, that's what's brought you here. Maybe that roadmap is actually how you can actually achieve that state and get good at that state and make that your predominant state. So hopefully one of these piles represents that, but it could be you want to have a relationship or create or attract a relationship, or you want to create a career, and that's where you feel your ultimate happiness is, especially if you're wanting to do a career in doing something that you absolutely love, or being in a soulmate relationship. Those things are just absolutely beautiful things too. So when I look at creating my own reality and look at where I want to be now to where I want to be in the future, I find it more beneficial to actually start where I want to be first and then work my way back and find all the key elements that need to happen prior to that to create my roadmap. So say we'll use the doctor example. Say your ultimate happiness was representing being a healer and healing people and becoming a doctor. So you would say to yourself, okay, what would be the key thing that would need to happen just prior to that, like just prior to owning my own or running my own GP practice, say. The key thing prior to that would be to, I'm sure there's a few other key things, but just for make this quick and easy, would be to actually become a doctor and actually get your certificate and get your degree. That would be the key thing prior to that. And then you say, well, do I have that yet? No. Okay. So if you don't have it, ask it again. What will be the key thing that I would need prior to actually becoming a doctor and a qualified doctor? Well, I need to go to uni. Okay. So do I have that yet? Nope. All right. So ask again. What will be the key thing before that I would need? Okay, I'd need to go to some universities and see if I can qualify. Well, can I do that? Yes, I can do that now. So what you've just done is you've actually created your roadmap. But that looks obvious, obviously. But what doing that does is actually writing down your goal. So your mind can't tell you or procrastinate that it can't be done. It's like, well, it actually can be done. I've actually created my roadmap. Majority of people who actually succeed in life wrote down their goals first. So that's what you're doing. But when you're doing it from the perspective of where you want to be and looking at that first, you're telling your subconscious mind that's what's happening, because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's actually happened and what you're telling it. If you keep telling it, I'm a doctor, I'm running my own GP practice, what your mind's going to go do is go, oh, okay, she's a doctor, he's a doctor now. All right, so what it's going to do is it's going to filter in anything that matches being a doctor. You're going to be attracted to grants, scholarships, funding, some sort of funding, some sort of, loan, the HEX thing through the government, whatever it is. You're going to come across whatever you need to make that happen. Your mind is going to work for you and with you rather than against you, because you're telling it, well, this is what the reality is. And your mind's like, okay, all right, so I'll help you. And you've written down the goal. Your mind can't say, no, it can't be done. And you've actually taken the next action step, because the next action step is there highlighted for you. And then it can be done. So it can be done on any subject. It can be done on anything that can take either a minute to create or it can take years to create. What I want to do is just create that roadmap that is personal to you in achieving what you want to achieve. So what I'm going to do is go through, I'm going to, in the pile selection, have a card for where you are now and also a card for where you want to be. And then the underlying will be the underlying energy for that desire. And that will be the energy check for each read to let you know that yep, this is your read. It'll talk about the subject that you're coming to this read with, where you are now, and where you want to be. And then within the read, we're going to do 3 key steps that can help fill in the gaps already for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start from this end, which will be where you want to be, and I'm going to work my way back. It won't be probably in that order. Those key steps won't be in that order, but or sequential order, but there'll be key steps that you can use, and you can put them in your own order and then fill in the gaps later on. And we'll also then have a look at who can help you at this time. So any person that can help you, even if it's just moral support, or maybe can help you find your way to that scholarship or whatever it is that your key step is. So it'll identify who can actually help you at this time. We'll also then get some advice from Spirit. And then we'll have a look at some future energies. So that could be anywhere along the timeline in between where you are now and where you want to be. Or if it's a short goal, it actually might show you the end result in the actual happiness. So we'll see what comes out there. So it'll be the future energies for the next 1 to 2 months. That's usually how I read it, but I usually get a time frame with these cards and how I read as well. Okay, so with that said, I'm just going to go through now and select the piles. If you want, you can actually go straight to pile 1 and then go back 10 seconds, and then I'll have everything selected. So pile 1, we're going to use the Energy Oracle, and pile 2, we're going to use the Fairy Temple Oracle, and pile 3 is the Lightworker Oracle. And I'll also be using these Egyptian tiles as well, the Eye of Horus tiles, as a further clarifier on all of those. Okay, so I'm just going to create some space. I'll move that out. I'll be doing that at the end. And that's pile 3. That's pile 2. Okay, so let's do the pile selection for pile 1. And the first card that I'm going to be selecting is Where You Are Now. So Spirit and Energy Oracle. Okay. Just some information. Hopefully it goes face down. So yeah, well, there it is. Whoops. Okay, information on where you are now. And now I want information on where you want to be. And the underlying will be the underlying energies. Okay. And I just don't want you to see that. And that will be the underlying. Okay, so that's pile 1. Oops, that was that way. I read them every way. Okay. It's pile 1. All right, and now using the Fairy Temple Oracle, this is pile 2, and we're going to select the card for where you are now, your life situation now, what brought you to this read. Hopefully I can fit all these in here. See how they come out. Where you are now. Whoa, okay. That's where you are now, and this is where you want to be. I'm going to take that. Okay. Alright, so I might just move these over here, that there, that came out that way, and that came out that way. Perfect. And now the Lightworker Oracle. Oops. I might shuffle that over here. Okay, so selecting where we are now, the life situation where you are now, energy check for pile 3. I'm going to try hard not to hit those cards. Where pile 3 is at right now. Okay, this is really wanting to take its time and make it right. I can feel it. There it is. Whoop, don't want to see that. And I'm going to take 2. And I want to note this. This kept wanting to spin upright. So I am going to note that within the read. Okay, so I'm going to take that as where you are now. So you get 2 cards in that file. And now where you want to be, and I want to. Okay. All right. So that's that way. That's that way. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to use the Eye of Horus deck. Oh, well, deck tiles. Apologise if this is too loud. Okay. Pile number 1 is a further clarifier. and pile selection. Pile number 1. Okay. And that's, make sure it's in shot. Yes, there we go. And that's a pyramid, that's obvious. I'm not going to actually say what these are until I'm in the read. I just wanted to select, if you want to select via the symbol itself. So that's pile 1. And for pile 2, there we go. Another reversal. And that looks like it's a dog. I know what it is, but I'm not going to say, maybe you know. And that's for pile 2. And pile selection, tile for pile 3. Another reversal. Interesting. Okay. And that goes down there. All right. So go ahead and pick your pile. So pile 1 is the energy oracle with this Egyptian tile. Pile 2 is a fairy, a temple oracle with that Egyptian tile. And pile 3 is a light worker oracle deck and that Egyptian tile. Okay. So go ahead and pick your pile and go on the timestamp in the comment section below. That'll take you straight to it, and I will see you in your read. Thank you. Bye. Hey, pile 1. Welcome to your read. And if you chose this read, you chose, whoops, the pyramid or the pyramids. They're structures of power. So what I'm going to do, just so I'll let you know, it's reversed, but in these tiles, reversal actually means a very good thing. So before I get started, I am going to do a clearing. So just set your intent for the read today and what you want to get out of it and where you want to be, and creating that roadmap for your ultimate happiness. And don't blow out, please. I want to light this as well. Okay. All right, take a deep breath in and out. Clearing the space. Beautiful. Oh, I felt that. It's awesome. Oops, no, that wants to stick in there. Okay, now I'm getting ash everywhere. Okay, so with the pyramids and with the pyramid tile being reversed, this is about connecting in with the group consciousness, and the group consciousness most likely of the starseed family, your starseed family, or you're starting now to connect in with people who perhaps you feel like you've known before. You've got a connection even though you may not have known them for very long. Maybe you feel that you've had past lives together. You're coming together, or you're working towards a win-win for the collective of humanity. You're tapping into your own starseed nature, your own power, your own sense of being, who you really are, and actually using that knowledge. You've done the shadow work. You've actually tapped into that power, you know it, and now you're actually starting to utilize it for the collective and for the win and towards the win-win. So perhaps you're already got an idea of where you want to go and what you want to create and what you want to project, but it's not, I would say that this desire of yours for your own personal, ultimate personal happiness is deeply tied in to the collective, deeply tied into humanity as a whole, the planet herself, and having everyone work synergistically together and coming into their own power as well, so we can all thrive and, you know, get rid of this division stuff, come together as one, as humanity, and that's what you're working towards. So I would say you're most likely coming to this read with the intention of that, or what you came to this read about is actually going to be something that will be for the win-win and be connected in to humanity as a whole. So we'll put that right up the top there. And we'll have a look first at where you are at now. Okay, so you got financial constraints. And this is in what I call the completion phase. So this is the initial phase. The financial constraints have been in your life for a very long time. So they're either and or in your own personal life at the moment, but they're also in the lives of humanity. So what what has been the catalyst for creating where you want to be has been struggling. It's just really, really hard financially to get ahead. Everyone is just in survival mode, just to do whatever they can just to put food on the table. Everyone's here. So perhaps, what this catalyst has done is made you think there's got to be a better way. How can I create something that can help other people as well? So maybe, a really effective way of budgeting. You might come across grants, scholarships, anything like that that can benefit just as well as you, benefit everyone else as well. So you want to come across a few things, and being the win-win, especially what we were talking about here, the win-win is for you as well. You want to have something that maybe you want to trial out with your own personal life, and if it works, you're going to tell the world. You're going to tell everyone. You want to, and on a larger scale, this could be actually working with the financial system and just coming across a better way to restructure our economic financial system, because it's not working, it's not sustainable. Clearly, it's not sustainable. The cost of living is way too high and people are struggling. It's not working. So perhaps what this has created or born a desire within you to actually find a better way and contribute towards that, tuning into the collective consciousness. I have a feeling that this group would be actually quite spiritual and very powerful, and have the ability to potentially even channel information or use your guides to direct you in a very effective and efficient way to these areas. So let's just have a look. We'll put that on this side, and we'll have a look at where you want to be, which is your desire, which is where you feel your ultimate happiness is. And that's action. And again, that's in the completion phase. So where you want to be is, you want to be in, because this is a white horse is in the lead. And this is, you've got the white horse, which is your spirit. And this is sort of more the shadow side of you. You want your spirit leading, and you want your spirit, because he's cantering, he's galloping, he's bolting. This guy's like, all right, yeah, I'm going to try and keep up, but he's sort of starting to get excited about it. But what's driving you is this spiritual cause, is this win-win. So that is where, and this is also where you want to be. You want to be 100% focused, action orientated. Yeah, that's what this reading is actually going to be perfect for, is to create that roadmap. Get yourself to the point where you're taking action and nothing can stop you, because you know exactly, this horse knows exactly where it's going, exactly where it's headed. It's gone, I want to go here. So, and off it goes, and nothing is going to stop this horse. Very few things could stop this horse, and you wouldn't want to get in the way of it. But it's from a pure intent, 100% pure intent. So your ultimate happiness is to actually figure out where you want to go in order to create a new financial system, or create a new healthy financial system for your own life at the very least. Because, if you can figure out how to do it, you can teach others. And that's exactly what you're wanting to do. And you want to know exactly how, this is where you want to get to. You want to know exactly how to get there, and you want to be working 100% on that, no matter how long it takes. There is no end date on this. This is just, I want to be working towards it. I want to actually have forward momentum towards this goal, and working on it for as long as it takes, because this is very important. I have a feel, it just really feels like you're wanting to, if you don't know what 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒𝓞𝓜𝓔 or 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒𝓚 is, research that, or Ubuntu, a different way of living. That's what you'll be working towards, where everyone thrives. Everyone is catered for. Everyone's needs are met. Everyone's working their happy, blissful life, doing what makes them feel good, and they don't have to worry about where their next paycheck's coming from, or how to pay the mortgage. All of that needs to be gone, because it doesn't work. So where you want to be is like, find something that makes you feel that you're actually headed towards a goal. Like, you want to actually see that goal. You want to see evidence of it. You want to see something that's going to make you go, that's it, I'm going for that. I'm going to create and do whatever I want. I'm going to create my own Ubuntu movement. Research that. Michael Tellinger's right on the money with that one. Aha, right on the money. So maybe research that. That might be an idea as well. So Ubuntu, Ubuntu, I believe. I'm not sure, Ubuntu, or Michael Tellinger researched that. And he is an advocate for developing small communities where the community funds itself and sources itself and is self-sustaining. It's about bringing it smaller, not rather than bigger. We've become too big, and we've got governments and state governments and federal governments that just have completely lost touch because they're too big. You need to get back to the local community. So, and this is where it starts. It starts in your own house, and then it starts in your communities. And then maybe that could be something that can drive you forward as well. Okay, so let's have a look at what's underlying this. This is the Magician and the Mirror, or just Magician in the Mirror, and this is reversed. So what this is saying to me, where am I going to put that? I'm going to put that right in the middle too. I might even put that there. What that is, no, I'm not. I'm going to put that there. What this is saying to me is you don't know how. You don't know how right now to actually bridge this gap and find what it is that can actually make you feel like you're moving forward towards something that's actually going to work. And what this is also saying is it would be really, really beneficial if you tap into the magic and power that you are, rather than do it in a 3D type of way. I think what would be really beneficial, and it's something that you may have been not balanced in at this time. Maybe you're trying to, because it makes sense to try and juggle your budget and juggle your finances and just get distracted there. But it would be really beneficial to actually go back in and tap into your starseed wisdom and your starseed knowledge, your past life knowledge, your ancestors, your guides, whoever that you speak to, and actually get wisdom from there, because there's information that is trying to come through, and that is what's actually going to really help you. And at this time, it feels like it, and especially with the accessing the global consciousness or the group consciousness, which is exactly what this tile represents. Connect into your starseed family, and on an astral level, connect in through your guides, through your higher self, however you do it, through meditation, but connect in, because we're all connected. We've all got our IDs about, and especially on this subject, make it intent with this subject in mind. And when you connect in, you're just going to get an idea that is from a starseed on the other side of the world that you've never met is doing, and it's working for them. That knowledge has been uploaded into the astral starseed network that you're a part of. Tap into that. Tap into that knowledge. It's not all about researching grants or doing the legwork or anything like that. I mean, that's definitely part of it, but there is another part where you can tap into that astral network and leverage your ability to get faster and actually get moving quicker on this thing, because we need to. There are answers there, and there are ways forward that is actually going to help you. So that is going to be something underlying, is because, and also the whole key of this reading is about connecting, and you're wanting to do it for the win-win. You're wanting to do it for the collective consciousness. So tap into that collective consciousness. We need to learn how to help each other, not just on a physical level, but on an astral level as well. So that's what this is calling for. So what I'm going to jump now into is I'm going to use the Seek Oracle, and we're going to have a look at the key step. We're going to work at where you want to be. So you want to be in a state of action, forward momentum, drive. You want to know exactly where you're going from a very pure intent, and connecting in with your starseed network is the way. That's already key number one, really. So you've got a bonus. So let's have another look at another key step that you can do, or even just note down. If you don't think you can actually achieve this yet, just note it down, because at some point you're going to be ready. And one more shuffle. So one key element or key thing that can help you create your roadmap to feeling that state, getting in that state. What's one key thing in this Secret Oracle? There it is. Okay, and reap what you sow. All right. Okay, and that is coming into the reversal. So we'll just see what's underlying that. Stand up and fight. Okay, so where am I going to put that? I'm going to put that up there and that underneath it. So it feels to me like I wasn't quite sure whether these would be in sequential order, whether, this would be something that you could actually start looking at now, or whether that's linked to this. I have a feeling it is linked to this type of this end of the spectrum. So it feels like with reaping what you sow, it really does feel like this is all going to be on an energetic level. This is where the work needs to be done. And you'll be reaping the benefits on that energetic level when you stand up and fight, when you actually stand up and have your voice heard about the injustices of what's going on a financial level, the injustices of all the rate increases and fuel. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. I really don't need to list them here. This is where your voice needs to be heard. And even if you want to start on the Astral Network, just send a request out, get the message out there. There are so many message boards. Telegram is and Rumble are perfect, and Gab are perfect platforms to actually find people of like mind. Actually, and one key element, again, this could be anywhere along your roadmap, is to stand up and fight and not necessarily make it about getting something in return and saying, well, I've done this, therefore you should pay for that. It's more of a calling where you need to fight because this is what you need to do. And if you don't see the benefits, because again, there's no manifestational energy here. It's all about action and taking action. And that's where your ultimate happiness is. It is where you feel like you're actually contributing to creating a new financial system or a better way of living, or having people feeling like they're thriving. So another key element would be to make it about the fight, make it about working towards where you want to be, rather than going, well, I gave you this, therefore you owe me. It's not about that. Okay. So that is the key element when you're going to get to that point where you go, you know what, it's about the fight. And if I don't, I want to, it's sort of a, what you want to say to yourself is, I want to, at the end of my life, be on my deathbed and say, I'm glad I did that. Even though I didn't see any financial rewards or any physical rewards, if you were to die today, even, you'll go, you know what, I'm glad I did what I did because I contributed towards making a change in this world. And I made a significant change. That's what it's about. Okay. So what this is about, a key element or a key step, is to actually get to that point where you make it about that. Like, this is not a tangible read. It's actually quite an interesting read, especially since I saw financial constraints initially. I thought, tarot always never ceases to surprise and amaze me. It's quite amazing. Okay, so this is the Gateway Oracle. We're going to have another key step. We're going to put it in the middle here, but it certainly doesn't have to be there. That's going to help create your roadmap. That one wanted to come out. I want to get another one. Whoops, I'll show you. Stepping into stillness. Yes. My power is born in the majesty of silence. And I'm just going to get one more than an underlying. Yeah. This is definitely something done on the Astral Network, and it's more of a state of mind. Being in the flow. Oh, my God. And I am in the flow of the universe. Look at that and see what's underlying, making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. Perfect. Let's put that over there. Okay. So you're going to make a difference. Don't underestimate the power of your mind and the power of your spirit and the power of your ability to connect into the Astral Network. Perhaps you are the one who has the idea that another starseed can tap into, and then when they have the ability or the facilities to actually manifest it and make the change. Don't underestimate that power. What a key element is for you is saying it so strongly. Get into the present moment. Get into the flow. That is where your ultimate happiness is. Again, remember, the win-win is about you winning too. And that's how you make a difference. Your inner light shines far and wide. Again, don't underestimate how far your intention can go. the butterfly effect, how it can actually contribute in a very positive and powerful way to the astral network, which everyone can tap into. It's like the astral internet. It's like the internet is modeled off that, off our ability to connect in a web-like structure way, telepathically, to our starseed family. So another key element, again, is to get into that present moment and connect in. That's where you'll make a huge, huge difference. Don't underestimate that, because this is a message that is coming out very, very strongly. We've been taught to believe that, you know, only something of a tangible nature is something that can make a difference, but that's just not true. Love, for example, can move mountains. It can make people do crazy things. You know, it has this tangible power. The fact that the energy is able to be harnessed and utilized, and then once really owned, then it can have a manifestational equivalent. But it needs to start here, and everything starts with a thought first, and that's what you're contributing to. So let's have, and I have a feeling this is going to be a good one. Key step number 3 from the Mystical Wisdom deck to help create your roadmap. Okay. Let's see. There is. Originality, blaze your own trail. All right. So this is very left of center. Like, this is very different to how most people we've been trained to actually think we can contribute. Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope. So perhaps, you know, you might actually literally want to connect in with Archangel Gabriel. I have a feeling that I need to read that one. I don't always. Here it is. Okay. He speaks to you through your heart and soul. Gabriel, which means God is my strength, guides hopeful parents in fertility and child conception, giving them courage and strength. He's the angel. So this could actually be creating a legacy for your children as well. They could be your motivating force. He's the angel of communication and the arts, inspiring and motivating you in your creative pursuit. And I saw here originality as well. Blaze your own trail. Very, very highly linked. His presence offers enthusiasm and encouragement in the creative fields. So perhaps, and something that I just got through then, you can, like, if you're an artist or you create anything, you can have codes and messages through your art that people pick up on a subliminal level or a subconscious level when they view your art. And again, we've been told that, you know, taught that art is not, you know, an area that you can go in and make a lot of money. But this is where it's calling to actually tap into, and a key step in moving towards making you feel like you've got some action. So get your art out there. Don't make it about making money. Make it about actually sending messages out there on a subliminal level. Maybe when you're creating your art, do it from a place of seeing the world in the state that you want it. Us living in a prosperous life, an abundant life, where we just wake up and do what makes us feel good. We're all supported. We're all moving forward in a very positive, happy, comfortable way. And then when you're looking at it from that perspective, you're getting yourself in that state and then doing your art, your creative projects, that's going to shine through your art. So that could be a key thing that you could do on your step to actually feeling like you're contributing in a positive way towards creating a more financial, prosperous, and abundant universe, or abundant planet first off. Okay, where was I up to? He guides, oh, here we go. He guides artists, authors, so it could be through a story if you're a storyteller, musicians through your music, dancers through your dance, to reach full potential and live their life purpose. If you work with children, children's coming out again, personally or professionally, you will find Gabriel by your side with loving guidance and support. The mantra is, I follow the guidance of my heart. So whatever your heart is calling you to do, that is how you make a difference. It may not make you lots of money, but what we're being called to do is think differently about what success means to us, what prosperity means, what abundance means. Abundance is just basically having everything you need in the moment that you need it. That's abundance. So if you have that, you're abundant. You can get to that state in your mind at any time. And that is what this read is strongly calling you to do. Tap into the astral network, get some ideas about what you can do, and how you, like, for example, you have art. What colors bring out within people when they view it a feeling of prosperity? Green is usually one of those. You know, you could think, okay, well, I'm just going to use more green in my art. It could be something like that. When you tap in and you get an idea, apply it and see how it makes you feel. When you finish your art, put it in front of someone and go, how does this make you feel? What does it actually bring out within you? What does it make you think? And then you can actually see the feedback of whether this is actually working. Post it on your social media so people get to view it. There's one on my Facebook, this lady who does paintings. Every time she does a painting, she posts it, and they're just absolutely beautiful. You just look at it and just, it makes you feel amazing. And that's how you can contribute to making this world a prosperous place. It doesn't have to be the way we've been taught to do it. You can do it and you can make a difference by following your heart, following your creative urge, getting into that flow, and you can feel like you're then actually contributing to the fight of making changes in this world on a long-term level, and then you can feel like you're doing something. Perfect. All right, so let's put that there. So let's have a look now to see at who can help you at this time. There might be someone who can help you at this time. And this is Archangel Animal Oracle. Who can help you? And this is, I'm gearing more towards a physical incarnated person, but you never know. Especially since you're tapping into the starseed network, it might actually be someone on a star. I'm going to use that one as well. Owl. Listen to the messages of the angels. Oh, that's exactly what I just said. I'm going to go underlying, and that'll be the second one. And kangaroo. Awesome. Be a force for good. Okay. And I'm going to, like, these are archangels, but I have no idea how to pronounce their name. 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒𝓞𝓜�. I'm not even going to bother because I'm going to butcher them too much. Okay. So this could be either one person or two people. Owl, listen to the messages of the angels. This is definitely someone on an like a guide or your own higher self, or someone from the starseed network. The kangaroo feels like to me someone on a tangible level, so a physical, walking, breathing, actual person. So I think who can help you, and perhaps this is linked, this person can actually help you connect in with the Starseed Network. So maybe you can attend a workshop where you can practice and get training in how to connect in with the Starseed Network, or to connect in with whoever or whatever energy you want to connect into. And then listen to those messages, because they're definitely wanting to come through and give you some messages on how to actually make you feel like you're taking action and contributing in this way. So we've already got some keys coming through now, but definitely you've got a guide who is wanting to come through to help you with that. And I'm actually covering this a little bit too much, so originality, let's keep that there. And I just want to make sure this is in shot. It is. Okay. So the kangaroo, this is a formidable, I'm from Australia, obviously, but if you've never seen a kangaroo, they're scary. Like, this kangaroo looks all, warm and fuzzy, but they're not. They're actually a very scary force to be reckoned with. They've got a big box face that they just look at you and go, come on, mate, bring it. You do not mess with a kangaroo, especially a fully grown male. You do not mess with them. But the kangaroo typically are very family orientated, very fiercely protective of their own family. And they are formidable when they stand back on their tails and they have those incredibly powerful back legs. They'll grip onto you with their hands, and that's it. They'll rip you to shreds. But they do it from a position of protecting. So perhaps there's someone in your life who is, they might have a very masculine presence or a very scary physical presence. Like you might look at them and go, shit, I won't mess with that person. But they are at their core very incredibly loving and only want to protect humanity, protect those who need protecting. But again, but those people who want to do harm to others would not want to mess with this person. So this person, they would probably have a big frame, or they're just a formidable fighter, or they just have a presence where you just don't mess with them, you don't second guess them, you don't do anything like that. So there's someone in your life who is like that, who can help you at this time. So if you know who that person is, just spend some time with them and just talk about this subject, about what you want to do. And perhaps, for example, like if you want to get up on stage and talk to someone, this person would be a perfect bodyguard. If someone wants to, because the message that you want to project is something that the world isn't necessarily ready for. So you're going to get a bit of feedback. So maybe you might have a moderator, if or a friend who is on your social media who will come to your aid if some people want to start being dicks about it, and stand up for you. So you've got someone who is there willing to stand up for you and have your back in a very, very powerful way. So utilize that person, and that person also can have some insights, or there might be something they're doing on a financial level that could help as well. So just get talking with this person on this subject. They've got something to say and they can help you in some way. And also definitely connect in with your angels and guides, whoever it is that you connect in with, possibly even Archangel Gabriel. Maybe research that, or just set the intent to connect in with Archangel Gabriel and just see what messages come through then, and just listen to those messages as well and act on them, respect them. If that message says to finish his creative project and just post it on your social media, do it. Why not? If someone says artwork is crap, then delete them. They're not worth being a friend anyway, and this person will come to your aid anyway. So whatever messages come through, just play with it and apply it in your life and just see what happens. But there's definitely information that needs to come through. Perhaps it's come through this read already, but definitely listen in, connect in, get back in the flow, get back into that present moment, understand and know. That's where you connect in with your power, by the way, and that's how you make a difference. Get into that state when you do art, if you're an artist, or if you're a writer or a poet, or a musician, or whatever that it is, where you have that creative urge. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Okay, so let's get some advice from Spirit using the Mythic Tarot. Some more advice. This might even give you some more keys, or quick keys, and or steps in your roadmap. And that was a really bad shuffle. Oh well, doesn't matter. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do one more shuffle, because this deck is like 25 years old. It was the very first deck I ever bought, and they just don't like shuffling because they're just all sort of frayed at the edges. Okay, that was a bit better. That'll do. Okay. Advice from Spirit. There it is. Nine of Pentacles coming into the reversal. I will get one to clarify the reversal, then the underlying. I think it's, again, reaping what you sow and Nine of Pentacles are both reversed. Don't make it about the money. And, that might actually attract the money. So I don't think I showed that. Nine of Pentacles. And you've got Seven of Pentacles. And Six of Wands. Okay. And underlying that is Judgment reversed. Whoops. Okay. So what this is saying to me is what this whole reading is saying. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be critical of your work, because there's codes. Like, art doesn't have to be perfect. Music doesn't have to be perfect. A book doesn't have to be perfect. There's one book, I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to, give any credence to it, but it did incredibly well, and it was just so poorly written there, and it was just a horrible storyline, but for some reason it did incredibly well. So, because it must have had codes in it, I don't want to say the name of it because it was stupid, but it was a very successful book. But don't make it about getting gratification in some way. Just make it about getting it out there. Like, just for example, if you do art and you do painting, put it on your social media. Just get it out there because it needs to get out there. Whether people realize that they've been moved by it or not is irrelevant. It is actually moving people. That what you're putting out there, you could be creating memes. You could just be creating posts and just posting them. It could be as something as simple as forwarding a meme with a message in it. Don't make it about getting lots of likes or getting lots of accolades, because it's not about that. It's actually about getting into your creative urge. That's how I see the Seven of Pentacles. It's about considering whether you actually want to turn something that you've been working on, like, for example, turning a hobby into a business, or taking something that you've been working on, a hobby, and just posting that on social media, hoping that it helps people. You never know, you might sell some of it if you want to sell some of it. I do a lot of paper towel, and I don't think I could sell any of them because I put too much love into it. But, maybe that's something I could do. I could post it on social media in the hope that it can actually inspire other people into action, inspire codes of, because I've got one, it's an eagle, and it's flying through the forest, and it just looks beautiful, looks majestic, it looks free. And when people look at it, they actually will activate within them that feeling of what an eagle means to them: freedom, soaring above, formidable. That sort of stuff is activating people into action or into a state of happiness. That's what you want to be focused on, and that's what it needs to be about. So you can make money a different way. You can, make money through your 9-to-5 job, but what this pile is strongly, and what the cards here are strongly saying, it's not about that. It's about connection. It's about working for the win-win and actually contributing in a different way than we've been taught to, in order to inspire. And it could be to inspire financial abundance and prosperity. So maybe you want to create a piece of art that represents people just living a blissful life and not having to worry about anything. And just when people look at it, it actually activates that within them. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. And it's not about, it's about just taking action towards cause. It's like a calling, or following a cause and doing it for the calling, doing it for the cause, doing it for the collective, doing it because that's what you were here to do. You're not doing it to make money. You're not doing it to get accolades. You still might, but this reading is very strongly to say it's just about being in that present moment, accessing those codes, accessing that information from the astral network, and manifesting it on a physical level and putting it out there to activate other people. All right, so let's have a look at the future energies. And this is not to say that you won't make money out of it, or you won't make money at all. Just in doing this, you're going to be activating it within yourself. So I have a feeling the money is going to manifest in different areas, but this is not calling for that. This reading is not calling for that. But what created the or inspired the need to do that was a financial restriction on your part. That's what's given birth to this desire. Think differently about how, and it's not about money, just think differently about what does prosperity mean? What does abundance mean? What does success mean? What does happiness mean? What does retirement mean? What does that lifestyle mean? And get people in that vibration, because you need to be in that vibration first in order to attract the prosperity and abundance. And how you help the world is to create whatever it is that you create to actually activate those codes within everyone else. So then everyone else is going to have that activated. So everyone else is going to have their own ideas, or they're going to be inspired to put their own art out. And then all of those inspirations and manifestations from all those people that viewed your art, they're going to put that out there, and they're going to activate more other people. That's what this is all about. And that's how you contribute in a very, very powerful way. Okay, so the next 1 to 2 months, future energies. You're going to be incredibly successful at this. incredibly successful. Accomplishment, celebration, completion. And this is in the completion phase. This is the very last card in the deck for major arcanas in the completion phase. So you are going to achieve this, and you are going to achieve this within the next 1 to 2 months. And I would hazard a guess by the end of the 2 months, you would be, and that's in the completion phase. This is probably something that you're going to achieve probably well within 1 month. This doesn't have to have a time frame. If you've already got creative art that you've done, upload it. Take a photo of it, put it on your social media, done within a minute or two. It doesn't actually have to take long. And then you can actually access within yourself knowing people are going to view it, knowing people are going to be activated by the codes within your art. You could maybe first, if you want, put that art in front of a few different people and say, what does this bring out for you? What do you feel when you look at this? And then get that feedback. So to let you know, actually, this does work. This art is activating people. And then just put it out there, and put it out there for the pure intent of activating them, not from getting lots of likes. You probably will, but it's not about that. Don't post it with that intent. Post it with the intent of making change on a subconscious level, on a subtle level, and you will be 100% successful with that. And you will feel amazing. You'll feel, yep, I'm contributing. So I would hazard a guess is you definitely will get positive feedback from it, but it's not about that. And then underlying that, you've got Ace of Fire, which is Ace of Wands, and it's in the reversal. Opportunity, creativity, and action. So, and that being in the reverse, like that usually makes, I'll just check that's in shot. It is. That usually states that, with the aces reversed, it usually means that some sort of, like in the wand suit, some sort of creative urge has been stifled or snuffed out. I would say that I'm actually going to get a clarifier with this deck. And this is the magic of you. I'm just going to clarify that reversed, just to get some more information. And then I'll close off with some channeled messages. Just to clarify the Ace of Fire or Wands reversed. It just needs more. And I might just put that up there so you can see. There it is. I don't know how you say that word. Eunoia. Everything in perfect balance. Okay. And I think that came out that way. Oops. There we go. Okay. So, and underlying. Oh, another word I can't say. Panacea. There is a solution to every problem. Okay. All right. So, and the aces are very action orientated. And I'm going to try and get all these in shot if I can. And that is just, okay. And it's just a clarifier anyway. Okay. So it may, I would say the success is definitely going to be on a subconscious level. You may, unless you tap in, then you can actually feel the success. You actually, if you tap into all the people that are going to view, for example, your art, it could be anything, you will feel the response. But it may not, especially in the beginning, it may not garner. And again, you got the Judgment reversed and Ace of Wands reversed. It may not garner the response, the physical, tangible response that you want, but know that it will actually be making a difference. I feel now I'm going to tune in. There's information that wants to come through on that. So just give me a couple of seconds and I'll close off with channeling. Don't underestimate the power and the potential that is in your art or in your creative urge, however that wants to express itself. Just in the intent to do it is already making a difference. It's already being projected into your future. It's already accessing those people who are yet to view it. The power of you and the power of your art and your creative urge and the effect, the ripple effect that it has on this collective is huge. And that's where, if you set your mindset in that perspective, you will tap into that more. You will tap into that more fully, and you'll embrace it, and you'll feel it, and you'll know that it's working. You'll sense it. You'll feel the people actually be activated when you get in there. The more presence, if you can practice presence, meditation, connection, however you want to do it, where you tap into that, you will feel it. You will feel that success. Immediately, not so much, because everyone is so distracted. But just from viewing it, even if they just scroll past it and they just view it, it's in their mind. It's in their subconscious mind. Their subconscious mind or their mind took a photo of it and filed it away. It's in there. The codes are in there. The codes are activating them on a subconscious level, whether they're realizing it or not. They'll just scroll past and go, oh, that's pretty, and then just keep scrolling. So people are just so distracted by social media. It's just scroll, 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 scroll. And people don't have the time to even like anymore. And I think that is so important. If I see something that I like, I put a like or a love on it every single time, because they put the energy and the effort into uploading it. I'm going to put the energy into at least putting a like. But people are just so distracted and just so conditioned to just scroll, scroll, scroll. It's not because they're not appreciating what you've done. It's just they are just so distracted. And they are so distracted by life. And that is what you're here to do, to actually put a little seed of, a little nugget of light, a little nugget of codes, a little nugget of love and activation within their life, whether they know it or not. If you're a parent, you would understand this fully, because you're doing that for your child. And quite often your child doesn't say thank you. They don't really know everything that goes into raising them. But you're doing it because that's your job. That's your role as a parent, and you're doing it because you love them. So this is sort of the same thing, just and it doesn't have to take too much of your time. If you're doing something that you love anyway, you're doing it because you love it. You're in that state of love. You're in that state of presence because you're doing it. In uploading it, you're actually playing your part. And that's actually the desire. That's where you want it to be. You want to be actively doing something that can help this world and help activate everyone within it to a state of financial prosperity, abundance, love, success, prosperity. I think I said prosperity twice. But you want to be contributing in a very powerful way. This is how you do it. Okay, so I'll just see if there's anything else. Okay, I feel that there's a lot of information that has come through this read. Take the notes down about what stood out for you, and start filling in the gaps for any other ideas that came through as you've been listening to this read. And that can be the foundation or the basis for your roadmap into getting to where you want to be. And taking that first action step will get you straight there. You will be successful straight away. Even if the world doesn't reflect it, you will be successful, because it will actually make an impact. It will work. Okay, I'll just see if there's anything else. Yeah, the world needs you. The world needs your art. The world needs your contribution, whether the world realizes it or not. That's how you fight. That's how you make a difference. And when you tap into the astral network, that's when you'll get that feedback. That's where you'll really feel it. You'll get people obviously liking it and maybe making a comment, but the real impact is going to be on a subconscious level. Whew. Okay. Well, hopefully this has helped you and helped create a roadmap for you, and given you some keys and some steps and some things that you can do to get yourself moving and get yourself feeling like you're in that state of action and forward movement and in the fight and making a difference, because you absolutely can. So if you liked it, like, share, subscribe, put a comment in the comment section if you feel called to do so. I'm also taking requests for future reads. So if you wanted to drill down further into this, put that in the comments below, and I'll absolutely do like a read or a pick a card on that one. But until I do my next read, I'll say thank you so much for your energy. I've really enjoyed this read, and bye. Hey, pile 2, welcome to your read. And if you chose this pile, you chose the tile of Anubis reversed. So what I'm going to do first, before I read into that, is I'm just going to do a quick clearing. And like this, and the wind's just picked up, so hopefully it's not going to blow out. My light. Okay. All right. So just set your intent for the read today and what you want to get out of it. Thinking about where you are now and where you want to be. And take a deep breath in and out. Okay. Let's put this in there. Make sure it's in shot. And it is. Okay. So Anubis reversed, Anubis is the god of the afterlife, and he helps people transition from life to afterlife, not life to death, life to afterlife. Helps people to let go and move on, and helps them go through their own judgment as well. It's not a god judging you, it's you judging you. Depends on what you want to believe. But it also, especially in the reversal, it means training in between transitions. It is very spiritual in meaning. So it also could mean astral training. You could be having dreams where you're going to school or you're in a classroom of some sort and you're learning things. So something's happening on an unconscious state or in the astral realms or in your higher self where you're actually getting some training and you're actually transitioning from one stage of your life into another stage and you're getting training on how to do that. This is actually already very linked to pile number one. So if you're drawn to pile number one, I invite you to have a look at that as well if you've got the time, because it's very, very highly linked. So it's definitely about transitions, afterlife, or transitioning from one major area of your life to another major area of life. Transition could be like births, deaths, and marriages. Perfect example of transitions. So a transition could be from a marriage ending to being single, or from being in a relationship to being married. It's a major transition, or buying your first home, or make deciding to have a baby, or start a family and actually having that baby. Your life completely changes when you have that baby. So it's about providing help or getting assistance or training with a major transition in your life, most likely on a spiritual level. So let's have a look. Pardon me. The Fairy Temple, that was a Fairy Temple Oracle. This is where you are now. So it's intuition, know, see, and feel. So, and that's in the completion phase. So intuitively, you know that something needs to change, that you know that maybe even on an intuitive level, you know that you're being upskilled. Every time you go through something, you grow through something, especially if it's a limiting situation or a challenging situation where it forces you to grow in some way. It forces you to develop a skill in order to move through it. And then once you've moved through it, you've got that skill. So intuitively, you know that something has happened where you're transitioning in another area of life. And the fact that it's intuitively knowing, you may not be going through, for example, a career change or getting married or divorced or getting a dog or or starting a family. You might not be going through a physical major transition. It's more of a spiritual transition, or intuitively you know something's shifting within you. Perhaps you can look at yourself 5-10 years ago and go, holy crap, I'm a completely different person, or that just doesn't resonate with me anymore. I want to actually move in this direction. I want something new. I want something different because I'm different. This old life doesn't suit me anymore. So intuitively, you feel like, and perhaps you have felt like you've been schooled in some way through life to encourage you to move in a different direction. Oh, hang on, I was going to blow that ash away. There we go. That'll do. So there's been a strong intuitive pull to actually create where you want to go. So let's have a look at that. Fresh start. I love tarot. All right. Honesty, gentleness, and hope. So that's where you want to be. That's where you want to get to. You want to get to, and this is almost in the completion phase. So what you want to get to, again, highly linked to pile number one. It's surprising me actually with the card that came in here. You want to feel like you're well on your way with regards to this fresh start, whatever it is. This has the reason why this is not pointing, not at least at this point, And if it's anything like the last reading, the whole reading is going to be like this. It's not pointing to a specific tangible thing. This is more of a movement within your life, or an energy moving within your life. And when you make a shift like this, many areas of your life will shift with it. So this can relate to many different areas of your life, or it can relate to many different people watching this read with many different areas of your life. Basically, you're going through a spiritual transformation. When you do that, everything shifts. Everything shifts. So let's have a look at the underlying legacy. Beautiful. Trust, inspire, fulfill. Okay. So you want to, I want to put that on that side actually. You want to create a legacy with regards to this. I've just got to take a drink. Just one second. Very dry mouth. You want to create, okay. It feels like you've had either, a 7-year itch, midlife crisis, dark night of the soul, something that has sparked or inspired within you. And it doesn't have to be a very negative thing at all that's inspired this. It's just something that is just you're feeling within you that I want something different. I want to be someone different. I want to act in a different way. I just want to be a different person. Perhaps you've already done things like change your hair color or change your clothes, or just thought differently. I don't want to work in this industry anymore, or whatever it is. You want a fresh start, and because you want something, this fresh start in alignment with who you're becoming, who you're transitioning into, and you want that to be your legacy. You want that to be what you've known as in this lifetime. So say up until now, you've, been a receptionist or secretary all your life. You don't want to be known as, that was my grandma. She was a secretary all life. No, you want to be known as something different. You want to be known as someone who's true to their heart and followed their bliss and done what made them feel good. Because when you do that, you create miracles, and that's what you want to be known as. So you want to be known as someone who you're transitioning into, however that looks for you. It's going to be specific for everyone, but you want to be remembered in a different way to how you've been living your life up until now. You want to create something different. You want to reinvent yourself, and you're moving towards making that happen. So let's just move straight into now. We're going to look at the key steps, and we're going to go from where you want to be, and we'll work our way back. So we're going to start by using the Seeker Oracle and just get a key step, a key element in creating the roadmap to creating this fresh start and being well on your way with this fresh start. You want something completely new, and however that looks like, you might want a completely new relationship. You might want a completely new house. You might want a completely new career. You want just a completely new look. It might be a completely new belief system, or completely new way of looking at the world. Maybe you've already created a new, completely different way of looking at the world, and now you want to actually demonstrate that and live that. I'm just going to shuffle that one more time, I feel. So let's have a look at just one key element. It doesn't have to be, because I was talking at the intro about, if you missed it, looking at where you want to be and working your way back. So, what key element needs to happen right before you start that fresh start. It doesn't have to be in this sequential order, but I just want to start from where you want to be. Start there. Don't too many. One key element from the Seeker Oracle. There it is. Oh, we've got 2 there. Okay, I was going to do that so I can read it. Oh, enjoy the moment. Coming into the reversal, and connection is necessary. Okay, so, and I'll get the underlying as well. Undeserving villains. Oops. There. Okay. So what this is saying is be careful. This is more advice, but when you find yourself surrounding yourself with different people, you're going to, and especially different people who are more in alignment with who you're wanting to become. And this is right next to that person. You're going to make new friends. You're going to be be in a completely different workplace environment. You're going to move to a different location. However this represents, you're going to be around people who, and away from people who take from you. You're going to be no longer operating from that. This is sort of more advice. You need to connect in with people who just make you feel present, make you feel you, make you feel relaxed, make you feel you can just be whoever you want to be. You can be vulnerable around these people. And you're going to be moving away from them, because this is a key step in order to establishing a fresh start. So possibly what might need to happen is for you to actually disconnect from these types of people who don't honor you, or don't respect you, or don't honor your boundaries, or minimize your dreams and desires, or who are resisting this new you you're becoming, because the old you is what they are comfortable with and what they're benefiting from, but it's not benefiting you. That's why you're actually wanting to make the change. So one key thing that will have to happen prior to actually living this fresh start is cutting some people out. A perfect example of that is if you're in a relationship that is not serving you, or you're not happy with, and you want to start a new relationship, or you just want to be single for a while, obviously you need to break up with that person, unfortunately. So one step that you need to do is to remove those people from your life. And it'll be interesting to see who can help you at this time when we get to that point. They might be able to help you with this step or any other step to help you actually move on, especially if you've been in this relationship for a very, 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 very long time. But this could be something that possibly you've already done, or you're just contemplating, or you're in the process of doing. You might be in the process of doing that. And if it's a job that needs to go, or you might be in a toxic environment, that environment might need to go. So there's people, or villains. I'm thinking it might be more than one. So that is leaning more towards a toxic work environment, for example. It could be family members, plural. It could be a friend group. It could be a social media group as well that you need to withdraw from, that is not serving this new you, or that is not in alignment with this new you. And they're actually taking you and distracting you away from who you want to be, and distracting you and taking you away from the present moment, and actually feeling into who you really are. So those people will need to go, and you know who they are. Okay. So, and you'll know that you've started that fresh start, because they probably, especially once you start really embracing who you really are, a lot of those people are just going to drop off anyway, because they're not going to be able to handle your light. They're not going to be able to handle the change, and they're not going to want to either, and you're not going to want them to. So there's that one. So let's have a look at the Gateway Oracle for another key step. And this could be something that you have to do straight away, or you feel like you have to do straight away. Okay. Just another key step in creating a roadmap to your ultimate happiness. Accepting what is. Okay. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. And let's just have a look what's underlining planting seeds. Okay. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. Oh my God. Wordy. All right. So I want to put that there, and that up there, and that there, and take another drink. All right. So it does actually feel like this is in sequential order. So let's say you are in a toxic environment in your job. Let's just use that as an example. Accept that you're there. I am where I am is a really, really good saying to say to yourself, because if you're beating yourself up for making a bad choice, well, I've done this, and chosen a wrong job, and I knew it was wrong, took it anyway, and it was disaster. But beating yourself up for making the wrong choice isn't going to actually help you right now. Accepting what is like, I am where I am. It is what it is. So what can I do now? What seeds can I plant now in order to remove this from my life and work towards this fresh start that I want to work towards? What thoughts can I think? What actions can I take? What behaviors can I take? What shadow work do I need to do? Who do I need to talk to? If it is a job, do I need to update my resume? Start looking on, a job search website, whatever that, and start putting resumes out there and feelers out there. That's going to make you feel like you're moving forward in the direction that you want to go to. And I'm just using this job as an example. Talk to the people that you need to talk to. And again, the person who can help you at this time will be interesting when it comes out. So start planting the seeds. So the key thing that needs to happen possibly before these people leave your life is to plant the seeds towards making that happen, towards, getting a new job and leaving it, for example. Because it seems like, or, removing yourself from a friend group or a social media group, just, bit by bit, just, post a little bit less and a little bit less, a little bit less until you sort of fade away in the distance, and then just remove yourself from the group. It could be that. It could be like physical friends. If, your friends are just taking lots of drugs and, going out partying and just eating crap, and they're just not who you are anymore. Just slowly distance yourself bit by bit by bit. Start planting the seeds of, I'm not in your life anymore. So the transition can, when you actually make the break from them, can be a little bit easier, and then you can start your fresh start. But at the moment, you are where you are, and that's okay. That's perfectly okay. And you're growing through it. You're learning a lot from this. So there's always benefit that can be gained, always. All right. So mystical wisdom deck, and this can be another key element. Again, it might not be in sequential order, but we'll see. All right. Another key element on your roadmap to your ultimate happiness, this fresh start, which just feels so fresh and beautiful and just so free and liberating. It's just, oh, yes, I'm finally here. You're going to get it. You're absolutely going to get it. Okay, another key element. There it is. Okay, and it's just coming out of the reversal. Competition, summon courage and self-confidence. I'm just coming out of the reversal. I'll put it upright so you can see it upright. Okay, and that came out there, so I want to put it there. And underlying that is peacock. Raise your standards. Hell yeah. All right. Okay. So this isn't about competition. Potentially, and again, I'm going to use the work example because it's actually quite, it's actually a really good example with everything that's coming out. So you're realizing that you don't need to compete, or these people are just being competitive. Let's see if I can put that in the middle there. There we go. And you don't need to compete with these people anyway, because you're a different person anymore. You're playing a different game. You got a different end game to them. So competing with them is just now become redundant. It's like, why am I bothering? Why are we doing this tit for tat thing? It's not going anywhere, or why am I buying into the drama when it's just not serving me? None of us are getting anywhere. It's not for the win-win. No one's winning. So you're starting to come out of that desire to, or not desire, but it's sort of an unconscious, you can't help yourself, this draw to be in the drama and compete with each other. And it's sort of like getting yourself out of the rat race, getting yourself out of that mentality of, I've got to climb up the corporate ladder and step on as many toes as possible to succeed, and you just sort of, you're over that sort of thing. Or within a relationship, perhaps, there is those tit for tats, or you always feel like you're competing for power or something within the relationship. You're just over that. You're over the power play. It could be something like that. You might be seeing that within your social media group, if it's a social, or your friend group, where people are just trying to, look more financial than each other, or look prettier than each other, or wittier, or whatever it is. You're just over it. You're just over it. And you're like, a peacock typically does strut its stuff, especially when the male is trying to attract a female, and they are actually quite beautiful. They put on quite a big display, but is thinking, you know what, it's not all about the flashiness. It's not about the show anymore, because you're going through a spiritual awakening. You're going through a spiritual transition, certainly spiritual, because that is deeply spiritual, and so is the intuition, obviously. So you're just, those sorts of bells and whistles just aren't doing it for you anymore. It's not where it's at. The heart is where it's at. And that's where you're connecting into. And so what you're moving away from is a completely different way of looking at the world. It's like you've woken up one morning and go, you know what? Nah, it doesn't do it for me. Nothing. Everything that I've done up until my life right now, nah. You know, I don't need the flashy cars anymore. I don't need that flashy job. You know, I don't need to, you know, doll myself up every day. You know, I'm quite happy to just, you know, do my hair up nicely, but, you know, just put basic makeup on and go out and not have to, you know, feel I've got to be perfect. You know, you're just done with that. You're wanting to be more authentic. You're wanting to create a legacy of truth and honesty and authenticity. And that's what you want your children, nephews, nieces, and people who are looking up to you, if you've got a following on social media, that's what you want to pass on to them. You want to pass on to be authentic. Don't be part of the crowd. Why? You're just going to blend in and just look like everyone else. Be yourself. Be your own unique, authentic you. That's how you're going to stand out. That's how you're going to create your legacy. And what you're doing at the moment is, you know, that you feel that you are that, but the physical world around you is not yet demonstrating or mirroring or reflecting what's going on in an inner process. You're going through that process of transition into making a fresh start, into being someone completely new. And this is such a beautiful process of unfolding, just watching a lotus flower just bloom and blossom. That's what you're going through now. And a lotus flower, it grows actually from the mud, from, you know, really quite gross conditions, but it flowers and blossoms into something so beautiful, and something so beautiful to behold. But there needs to be a bit of a cleaning out in order, in your physical life, in order for that to reflect that, so you can actually live the physical manifestation of the internal transition that you're going through. Raise your standards. There's nothing wrong with strutting your stuff, but strut your unique and authentic stuff. You need to raise your, you know, attract a better job, attract a better social media group, attract a better partner, attract better friends, you know, and not saying that these friends are wrong. They're just going through their own transitioning stage themselves, but they're not wanting to move forward as fast as you are, or in the direction that you're heading. So if you want to, and I don't think you really have a choice in this matter, because you've already become this person. You already sense it. You already know it. This change has to happen. Otherwise, life is just going to continue to feel uncomfortable, and you're not going to want to do that. So if you're having messages come through your dreams, definitely listen to them, because there's information coming through on how to move through this. Perhaps that is where this shift has actually occurred, on that subconscious level or in that dream state. And that's actually what's made like a internal rewiring within you, and you just don't see the world the same way anymore. Nothing is the same. The people aren't the same. Your friends just aren't fulfilling you anymore. It's just not. Things that have to change. I either have to get on board with you or get out of your life. And I hazard a guess, especially these undeserving villains, which are the toxic people in your life, they're not going to want you to change, because you're becoming more stronger. You're able to know who you are and actually assert who you are and assert your own boundaries. They're not going to like that, because they benefited from you not having any boundaries. So they are naturally going to drop off anyway. It does actually, before I do this, I feel, actually, I'm going to put that back. I feel I want to use this deck, and I want to get some more on how to approach this situation. It feels like there's more information that wants to come through on that. So let's have a look. We'll use the Magic of You deck as my clarifying deck, just to get some more information on how to do this, because it's not easy, especially you know, if it's a family group. Okay. All right, interesting. I'm going to put these back, but you got Witch. The magic you seek is inside of you. Let it flow. I'm going to put them back, but they just fell on the floor. But I just felt I wanted to bring them. Avenoir. I think this is card number 1, by the way. Make peace with your past. Okay, so just note those. But especially if this is a family group who you've known all your life, not easy to cut them out. Trust me, been there, done that. It's not easy. Okay. Hex. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. There we go. All right. So this might be an underlying 𝓑𝓔𝓐𝓤𝓤𝓛. Interesting. Pile 1 got this same card too. There's a solution for every problem. Okay. So I feel, oh, where am I going to put this? Okay. Let's just put this down here. That I feel that these undeserving villains, they, one, may not be who you think they are, or people are going to surprise you as you start to shift. The people who you thought might come along with you actually might turn on you. I think they're going to be it's going to be a surprise as to who needs to be cut out, or two, allow them to naturally reveal themselves. For example, you start setting boundaries. Those people that respect your boundaries, they stay. Those people who don't respect your boundaries are revealing themselves as these toxic people, as these villains. They're going to come out. Also, what has been called possibly is to just do a clearing, just like we did at the start of this reading. Just light some incense, take a few deep breaths, and just clear your space. Clear the energies of, clear your energies of any limiting belief systems, any limiting energies, and just surround yourself with white light. That is empowering you. I don't like saying protection. We don't need protection. But if you can amp your light up, then any negativity can't get in. So that's all you're doing. Just amp your light up every morning, because I think that there's some people that might be giving you what's called the evil eye. They might be sending some negative vibes your way, especially since they're sensing this change within you. They're not going to like it. They're going to try to take you back to who you used to be. But they're going to know pretty soon that that's impossible, because you can't be that old person. You've actually already made that shift. It's almost like you've jumped timelines, or done something drastic on an energetic level. You literally, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually cannot be that old person anymore. It's not, I don't believe it's possible. You've already transitioned, but the physical world, your physical environment is just catching up with that now. They're starting to sense that. So one by one, they are going to start to reveal themselves. And I feel it is more than one person. This isn't just one person. It's not one relationship, or one person within your work. It's a group of people, either one group, or it's going to be multiple people in your life who are just not going to be able to handle this new you. And one by one, they are going to start to reveal themselves. So just keep your energy clear. Keep your energy your own. Don't take on, especially if you're an intuitive empath, which you probably are, or you're becoming that, or you're coming into the realization of that, and potentially always have been, but not known. Especially if they are sending negative vibes your way, if you are open, you're going to get it. You're going to pick up on it. And if you don't know that you're an intuitive empath, you're going to think that they're your own thoughts, and you're going to take them on as the truth. And it's just not the truth. Not the truth. So clear your energy. And what you can say is, like, if it's not mine, I don't want to feel it. If it's not my thoughts, I don't want to think it. If it's not my feelings, I don't want to feel it. I want to create an energetic boundary around me where all I feel is my own stuff, especially right now. These tourmaline stones are really, really good, or amethyst as well. Good for really good for protection and inner power while you're going through transitionary phases. Perfect, especially amethyst. So if you're into crystals, you can maybe wear them. I have that on my ring. And I also wear them on necklaces as well. I have it in my bracelet. It will, anything that you can do to just protect and seal off your own energy at this time would be very helpful, because you're going through the transitionary phase. You're probably a little wobbly because you're still figuring this out yourself. So you don't need that influence, and you just need to know what's your energy and what's theirs, and go, you know what, meh, I don't want it. See you later. And just start planting the seeds. You're already doing that on an energetic level. Trust me, they're already picking up on it. But start planting the seeds to let them know, it's like, you know what? I'm going to continue with this. I'm going to be consistent with this. This is a new me. Like it or lump it. Shape up, ship out. Or ship out. This is a new me. And if you don't like it, then we're not going to work. And it does feel, that's why it feels like such a major transition, because you're going to have more than one person who just so used to you being the old you, they're going to start to drop off. Okay, so you're going to find solutions for how to do this. There's going to be different solutions for different people. Obviously, if it's a job or a toxic environment, the solution is just get another job. That's an easy solution. Not easier said than done, obviously, but that is the solution. Withdrawing from the a social media friend group is a different type of solution, but it will still have the same result. So there's going to be a different solution, and it's going to come to you, especially if you connect in and just, accept what is, and just start planting the seeds, get present and protect yourself. The information that you need will come through for each person. As they reveal themselves, so will the solution to removing them. Okay. So let's have a look at who can help you at this time. And remember, if this is a negative person that comes out, that negative person can also help you realize, if you have to set a boundary with someone because they're being very toxic and undeserving, go, thank you for giving me the chance to practice boundary, setting really good boundaries, because you're going to go out of my life anyway. I may as well practice on you. So even a villain can be a gift. But let's have a look at who can help you most at this time. Okay, and this came out reversed, so I'll just have a look there so you can see it. And cooperate for the highest good of the community. Okay, so, and it's interesting that, I was just saying, let's check that's in shot. It is. And I'll get an underlying as well. Rat. Yeah. This is exactly what I just said. Wow. Okay. Be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Rats actually have a really bad name. And my niece actually had a few pet rats and they were just awesome. So I would say be true to yourself and don't perhaps there is someone. I'm just going to go with my first intuition on this. There's, again, these undeserving villains are the ones who are going to teach you the most about yourself. They're actually the ones who can help you most at this time. Don't tell them, because they're not going to know how to hear that. They're going to think, take it as permission to continue being dicks. But they actually are teaching you the most at this time. So don't cooperate with them, because cooperating with them is not for the highest good. It's for their highest good. Be true to yourself. You're different. You're misunderstood. Again, the rat is misunderstood. They're actually the cleanest animal, one of the cleanest animals, them and cockroaches or something. But they're just so loving, and, they can be tamed quite well. They actually can become really, really good pets. Out in the wild, they can be a bit mischievous, and even as a domestic rat, they can be quite mischievous. But be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Don't let their labels of you determine who you are. You know who you are. So going through the motions and the spiritual training on how to, because this is coming out very strongly, how to plant the seeds to remove these people from your life, because you want a fresh start, because you're completely different. You don't match these people anymore. The process of doing that, through which you do that, is where your greatest learning is coming in, and is going to be your greatest teacher at this time. Because you can come across a spiritual teacher who can teach you about who you're to be, but you already know that. You already are that person. But part of being that person is also knowing how to put yourself first and set boundaries and say no to the energies that you don't want. This is part of the creation of your new life and this new you, that who you already are, but it's the manifestation of that. So it's the non-cooperation with these people. Don't buy into their drama. Don't buy into their trauma cycles. Don't buy into the cycles of guilt, shame, and fear, and all those things that they try and trigger you with to draw you back in. Don't cooperate with them. Be your own unique you. If they want to call you names or think you're being ridiculous or stupid or whatever they want to try and convince you, they're only doing that to try and guilt you back into not changing so they can benefit. But, you're seeing through that, and just go back in, accept that they're in your life. They're giving you an opportunity to develop some pretty amazing life skills at the moment, but don't let them define who you are. You already know who you are. Be your true, unique you. Interesting how I picked that up before they even come out. So believe it or not, they are who can help you most at this time. All right, weird advice, but that's it. Okay, so here's some more advice from Spirit using the Mythic Tarot deck. Whoops, that hates shuffling. Oh my God, really bad shuffle, really bad shuffle. I'll do 2 more. Okay. Okay, if I do it up higher, that works. Okay. Oh, whatevs. Oh, this deck. I love it though. Love it to bits. My ye old faithful. Okay, advice from Spirit. There it is. Queen of Wands reversed. I'll put that there. The Hanged Man. Upright. Okay, so take a different perspective on your power. And the Queen of Wands, especially just coming out of the reversal, this is so, like the Queen of Wands in a reversal. I always see her as someone who's incredibly fiery. Let's make sure that this isn't shot. It is incredibly fiery. Someone who just gets really pissed off. Someone who gets really angry, but in her own power. Does it in her own power. So she's a force to be reckoned with when she's, especially when she's in the reversal, and can be someone also who is too attached to image or getting recognition or public acclaim from people. In just very, the Queen reverse can be an extrovert narcissist as well. Just to give you an idea of the Queen of Wands. But this is advice from Spirit. So I think it's taking a different perspective of anger and getting angry and controlled anger. That's how I'm seeing this combination, because reading, especially in conjunction with everything that's come through this reading, it's about creating boundaries. It's okay to tell someone to fuck off. You know, and yes, I said fuck YouTube, but I'm not that big a channel, so who cares? So, you know, if someone pisses you off, like the Queen of Wands, she gets angry, but she gets over it very quickly. She's the sort of person who, you know where you stand with her. What you need to do is you need to let people know where they stand with you and say, you know what? No, that you're being an asshole right now. I don't like that. And getting good and the perspective, this is the advice, get the perspective that that's okay. Angry emotions aren't bad. They're actually the ones that inspire and engender the most action, actually. And the wand suit is also all about action and taking action. So sometimes what is needed is to tell someone to fuck off because they're being an asshole. And to say, you know what? No, I don't give a crap. I don't care how related you think you are to me. Fuck off. That was not nice. I deserve to be treated better. And if you can't do that, then I'm willing to walk away. See you later, and walk away. And let them know, you know, it's pretty close to punch them in the face, but verbally. Don't punch them in the face. But this is the advice, to take a different perspective on anger or an outburst. It's perfect. Like, they might make you think that because you lost control, then you're not control or you're wrong. It's perfectly okay to get angry at these people because they're not treating you right. And that's their language. They're not going to, if you try to say to these people, oh, you know, I would really appreciate it if you spoke to me in a different way because I'm feeling a little, if you start using those I feel words, they're not going to hear it. They're going to see you as being weak. These sorts of toxic people see that assertiveness as being weak. They're not going to hear you until you tell them to fuck off. They're not going to hear you until you just lose your shit. Then they'll listen. And again, don't let them trying to tell you that your outburst means that you're wrong or you're weak or whatever. Go, I don't care what you think. This is what I think. This is how I feel. You being an asshole, I don't care. And if you're going to continue doing that, you're not going to fit into my life. Make your choice and then walk away. Take a different perspective on taking that stance. Because with these people, you're going to have to actually get a bit more aggressive rather than assertive. They won't hear assertive. It's perfectly okay to get angry and to get pissed off and to vent it. So what the advice is to take the perspective of that. Anger is okay. So perhaps you have already lost it with these people and they've made you think that, oh, okay, there's something wrong with her. You know, the whole passive aggressive thing. Whatever. You know, look at it from an external perspective. Someone else looking in, looking at their behavior and looking at your behavior, they'd go, oh my God, they did that, really? And then they did that after they did that, seriously? And all that time you were still really nice to them, and now they're trying to make you look like the bad one? Oh, no, no. You know, look at it from that perspective. And it's okay to stand up for yourself using a language that they're only going to hear, which is fuck off. Okay, so let's have a look at the next 1 to 2 months, the energy for the next 1 to 2 months. And that was a really crappy shuffle. Okay, where am I going to do this? Anyway. Okay, there we go. And then we'll close with some channeled messages. Okay, what's going to go on for pile 2 in the next, 1 to 2 months? There we go. Oh, yeah. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Confident, passionate, and adventurous. And on the back of the deck, you got Page of Water, which is Page of Cups. And it's reversed. Sensitive, open-hearted, and intuitive. Okay, so where am I going to put that? Let's put that down there and that like that. Okay, and I'm going to take another drink. Okay. So, oh, you won't be able to see this card now. There we go. So it's interesting you're going, the advice is the Queen of Wands reversed, and then you go to the Knight. So it's sort of like you're playing with your own power, but you're going to get good at it. You're going to get really good at it, and you're going to get very passionate, and you're going to get very energetic. You're going to make a lot of movements towards this fresh start. And I'd say because the Knight is in the completion phase, I would say it's more like within the next month you're going to start to feel this. And again, this is going to take as long as it takes for you to stand up for yourself and actually start planting those seeds within yourself. So this is definitely a change between becoming an old person into becoming a new person, and it's to do with your predominantly your relationships with people. But your relationships with people have something to do with every area of your life. You've got relationships with people at work. You've got relationships with people when you just go to the shopping center and go through the, go through the thing. You've got relationships with people everywhere. So, but this is more, I'd say, with key relationships, people that you've known, like good friends, partner, family members, social members, like friendship groups. It feels more like friendship groups, family. That's sort of what it feels more like, especially when you go through a spiritual awakening. A lot of family members do drop off. And that's sort of the energy of this read. And it's taking that perspective of, and like also the Page of Cups, which is Page of Water, reversed. That is someone who can just, also with the Queen of Wands, and it's interesting, I'll put that there, can be moody. I also see the Page of Cups reversed as someone who, interesting, I see the Page of Cups reversed as my passive-aggressive introvert narcissist, and I see the Queen of Wands reversed as my extrovert narcissist. So, you've got a lot of toxic people in your life, but you're getting confidence over them and confidence over having how to deal with those sorts of people, whether they remain in your life, especially if they're family members, they might remain in your life, but you just sort of pull yourself back and not see them as much. But you're going to get really good at dealing with them and good at standing up for yourself. You're going to get really good at setting boundaries. But mainly what you're going to get really good at is this fresh start. You're going to own it. What I'd say within the next month, you're actually going to start to really feel like you're living that life. You're going to find that the more you plant those seeds, more that you set those boundaries and have those conversations and tell those people to fuck off, you're going to go, wow, I actually did it and the world didn't implode on itself. I'm still okay. And that person actually heard it and that person dropped off, but that's okay. But this person actually did hear it. So maybe, maybe there's some changes that can be made. And you're actually going to start feeling or seeing this as an adventure moving forward and feeling like, oh, I'm actually getting really good at this. I'm getting really good at this. And you're going to come into your power. You're going to feel powerful and you're going to feel like this fresh start is already underway within the next month. So I'm just going to tune in and just see if there's anything that wants to come through a channeled message and close off with that. This is going to be easier than you think. It's not going to take as long as you think. It's not going to take as many interactions with these people as you think. It's going to flow more than you think. taking the advice from here will help. The roadmap is to say, I am where I am, it is what it is, and that's okay. The roadmap is to plant seeds and start backing off away from these people. And also taking the perspective of that if you lose your shit, that doesn't mean you're a bad person. That actually means you're a strong person. And taking those steps to actually set those boundaries in the moment that you need it. When these villains start dropping off, or if they start changing it, that's when you know that you're just about there, or you are there. You are living that lifestyle. That's your roadmap. Stay true to yourself. There's the moment that these toxic people start to reveal themselves, or the people that need to leave your life start to reveal themselves, the solution will also reveal itself on how to remove them. You'll just know, especially when you're owning this new authentic part of you, or person who you are becoming. That's when you're actually going to have more in the moment access to the solutions and to what you need to say in the moment. When you lose your shit, you're actually going to feel empowered. You're actually not going to feel weak at all. You know, it's not a sign of weakness. It's like, I'm telling you to fuck off. That's not a sign of weakness. You see me being weak? I don't think so. You're going to form and develop your own beliefs about who you are, not theirs. Their beliefs about who you are is just based on the mental representation of you in their mind. It's actually not who you are, and it's certainly not who you're becoming. They think, or they thought they knew who you were before. They have no idea who you are now, so they're not in an authoritative position to even label you because they have no idea. None. So you're going to get yourself in a position, certainly within the next month, of knowing who you are and knowing that their opinion really doesn't matter anyway. So I'll just see if there's anything else. You're going to own it. And you're already feeling it. You're already in there. You just need to have life give you a few opportunities to demonstrate it to yourself first and foremost, and to all these people that need to leave. But at the end of the day, just have fun and get into the excitement of becoming this new you and actually owning it and walking the walk and talking the talk. If you feel motivated to change your hair color, to wear some different things that you're used to, or, maybe you might be motivated to change your body style. You might want to get more fit, or you might want to sort of tone up a bit, or lose a bit of weight, or maybe even gain a bit of weight. You might want to change your body shape in that way. You might want to make some changes. Just have fun in doing that. It's not all about these people. It's about you and who you're becoming, and enjoying that and owning that and enjoying the benefits and reaping the benefits of that, of this new you you're becoming, which you're going to start to really experience within the next month. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If you're still with me, I really appreciate that. If you liked it, like, share, subscribe. And put a comment in the comment section below if you feel drawn to, just to give me some feedback. I'm also taking requests on any future reads. So if you want to drill down any further, or have a pick a card or a tarot read on a different subject, just put that in the comment section below and I can absolutely do that for you. But until I do my next read next week, I say thank you so much and bye. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your read. And if you chose this read, I'm just going to light this so I can light my candle. It was already lit, but I just want to light it. You chose the Egyptian tile of 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒𝓞𝓜𝓔, and this isn't going to want to stay lit. And 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒 is the energy of a teenager, where you just want to not worry about having to be responsible in life. You just want to enjoy life. So I'll just quickly do a clearing. Okay. You just want to, and it's interesting, I just wanted to get going with this read. I didn't want to do the practicalities of, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and go through the whole structure. I just want to, be spontaneous and just do things my own way. That's the sort of energy of this. Now I've got ash everywhere. But that's all right. I don't care. So it's the energy of just taking life as it presents itself, being spontaneous, just doing what makes you feel good, making life fun again, not taking yourself so seriously again, not taking life so seriously again, and just enjoying life and making it all about the fun. And I'm reading these tiles as your energy. It might be someone else's. So if it resonates with someone else's, then take that as it resonates. But this is sort of more like you're the person who's just telling people, just lighten up. Lighten up. Life isn't meant to be that serious, even though this world is going through some pretty serious stuff at this moment. Doesn't mean you have to take it seriously. Doesn't mean you still can't have fun. Doesn't mean you still can't enjoy the moment. Doesn't mean you still can't see life as an adventure. So this is the energy of 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒𝓞𝓜𝓔. So I'll put that there, and I'd say that's your energy. So something's happened where you've gone, you know what? I'm done taking myself so seriously. Done taking life so seriously. It doesn't serve me anyway. I want to have fun. So it'd be interesting to see what your desire is. Okay. So let's have a look at where you're at now. Okay. All right. So hold your center. And that's just almost in the completion phase. Let's put that there. And unplug from mass consciousness. Okay. And in the same orientation. And I'm just going to get this one as well, where you want to go. Karmic clearing. And that's in the initial phase. Okay. And underlying that energy, we've got, spiritual service. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to blow this ash away. Okay. Where's my pointer? Here it is. Okay. So it feels like where you are now is, it looks like you're going through a spiritual awakening, or you've gone through a spiritual awakening where you're now seeing the world a very different way to most people. You're seeing a lot of people where they're just going through life in a dream state. They're just going through the motions, going to work and coming home and eating and then sleeping and then going to work. And it's just, and thinking the same way and perceiving the world the same way and just holding the same beliefs that they've held for, all their life, and all their ancestors have held that same belief. You're unplugging from that because you were one of them at one stage. We all were. We were all brought up to believe in lack and believe in the government and believe that, we're restricted or we're limited or, we have to be poor, poorness is a virtue or whatever belief system, that you've been brought up to believe. And what you've done in doing that, you've actually ruffled some feathers. 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒𝓞𝓜𝓔 as well does that, because when you become like 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒𝓞𝓜𝓔, where you become lighthearted and you don't take yourself so seriously, you don't take other people so seriously, you don't take their belief systems so seriously, or the belief systems that you used to share with other people so seriously, they're taking that as a threat because you're highlighting within them their own inadequacies. And, everyone just wants to be fun and lighthearted and free like you're being right now. But people don't believe that that's okay, or they think it's childish, or they think that you're not being responsible or things like that. But, you can still have fun and enjoy life and get your bills paid at the same time. It doesn't mean you're being irresponsible at all. In fact, the opposite is true. You're being 100% responsible to your own heart and just saying, I want to enjoy this life, even though I might have struggles here financially, you might have struggles here. Doesn't mean I can't enjoy my life. Doesn't mean I have to let it get me down. So you're actually unplugging from the belief system that life has to be hard. And you're holding your center against those people who that's threatening, because they're seeing you enjoy life. They're seeing you happy. It's like, why is she so happy? The world sucks right now. Cost of living is high. It's really difficult. Everyone's struggling to survive. And here you are kicking up your heels and having a good time. I want that, and you've got that, and you're making me remind me that I don't have that. So I'm going to try and stop you from being that. So you're having to hold your center. You're having to continuously step back and go, you know what? No, this is my new belief system. That old way of thinking doesn't work for me anymore. So I actually want to go along a different way. I want to think a different way. And that way that you're thinking is, life doesn't have to be so serious. Life doesn't have to be so hard. I don't have to take myself so seriously. So life can be fun. I can find fun in these situations. You can be dirt poor. You can be absolutely broke and still have a great day. What's stopping you from having a great day? You don't need money to have fun. Seriously, you don't. You can just go out and interact with the animals. Like this morning, I was having my cup of tea. Cost me nothing. Well, it cost me a cup of, how much a tea bag costs. And I'm just watching these white galahs chase my cat around. It was so fun. I actually took a video of it, and I just had a great time having my cup of tea, just interacting with nature. Cost me nothing, and I had fun with that, and the cats had fun with that, and I videotaped it, and I think even the glass had fun with that. So you don't need to be so serious about everything that's going on, especially underlying that we've got spiritual service. So this could be related to you feeling that you're on a spiritual service. You're here to perform a service. You're here on a starseed mission. You're here for a reason. You're here to make changes in this world. You're here to actually help other people unplug from mass consciousness as well. A lot of people who feel that they're in that spiritual service mode, they even take that too seriously. So what you're doing is like, yes, I'm of service, but how I can be of service is tell people to lighten up, or demonstrate how life can still be lived. Life can still be lived in a happy, fun, exciting way while still performing your spiritual service. And that actually is your spiritual service now. And that's how you're choosing to move forward in life, because life doesn't have to be so hard. It's just the mind that makes it hard. It's just the mind that wants to complicate things and take things so seriously. So where you're headed for and where you want to create a roadmap from where you are now, you've just unplugged, you're holding your center, you're staying true to who you are at the same time of performing your spiritual role here. Whether that's fully formed or not is irrelevant. So what you want to do is you're aiming to clear some karma. And it feels like, because this is in what I call the initial phase, it hasn't gone all the way through here. It just feels to me that this karma isn't the major stuff. This isn't ancestral karma. This isn't for you specifically. It just feels to me it's just perhaps the karma that you've collected over this lifetime, for example. It's not ancestral karma. It's not karma from a past life or anything like that. What you want, so perhaps you've had a few relationships that has caused a few traumatized, or there's some sort of trauma that's you need closure with someone, or whatever it is that needs to be cleared with someone in this lifetime. You want to get to the point where you can clear that. You don't have to clear it with that other person, but you just want to clear that cord before you leave this lifetime. So that's something that's really important to you as well. So this whole process of spiritual service is underlying all of that, and being this person who is just lighthearted, friendly, fun, exuberant, spontaneous, just enjoying life. That is the undercurrent of who you are. You're still holding your center, but in doing that will actually clear that karma. I feel like using the Tarot of Dreams deck. I feel like getting some more on that. I'll just get some more clarification. Just to see what this karmic clearing is and how big it is, or just anything that the cards want to say about it. Let's get some clarification. There it is, straight away. Knight of Wands. That is the Knight of Wands. Yep. Perfect. Let's get an underlying. Okay. Oh, I didn't put that up on there. Knight of Wands. And underlying that is Two of Cups reversed. So the Two of Cups reversed definitely usually points to a relationship breakup, or maybe a creative venture that is not gone ahead, or perhaps it could also look at intuition, interruption with the connection with intuition. But I would say that this is sort of more a relationship breakup where you're just wanting to explore life now. You're not really wanting to get back into a relationship or get into a relationship at this point. So perhaps the karma that you would like to be cleared is related to a specific relationship or relationships in general, and belief systems surrounding, whether you should be in one. Like, I don't know, the stigma isn't so bad now, but it used to be that, if you're single for more than 6 months, there must be something wrong with you. And that's a load of crap. That's a load of crap. You can absolutely spend the rest of your life just having fun, maybe having a few one-nighters if you want to, or just spending time on your own. That's perfectly okay. And perhaps you're exploring that now. So I feel that the karmic clearing is around a relationship, a specific relationship that's ended, or some karma around your belief systems around relationships themselves. And whether you feel that, playing the field is a wrong thing, or developing a new relationship with that thinking, that's perfectly fine. I just want, as long as it's consensual and the other person knows where you stand, there's nothing wrong with that. I want to explore that. I just want to explore life now. And that doesn't necessarily mean I have to have a partner in order to do that. So there could be belief systems, especially ones that are linked to a mass consciousness, ones that you've been brought up to believe. Those are the ones that you want to clear. So I want a clarification on what this karmic clearing was about. And it was to do with, because the Knight of Wands typically isn't someone who settles down. That's someone who wants either short-term relationships, I hate that term, but anyway, short-term relationships or flings, or just wants to have fun and party a lot. That's where you're going at the moment. So you're just clearing any karma to do with past relationships. And again, I still feel like it's just this lifetime. I don't feel like it's a major karmic thing, but where you want is just to be free of that and free of that belief system. Okay, so now let's have a look. Let's start building the roadmap. We'll start with the Seeker Oracle, and I'm going to start with where you want to be, and we'll work our way back. And just see a key element that will help in creating this roadmap to your ultimate happiness, which is to clear this karma, this relationship karma. From that person, or what's underlying that could be the belief systems around relationships as well. But at the same time, while honoring your spiritual service. It's all part of it. All relationships are part of your spiritual service. They're not separate to it. Okay. So just a key element or a key step to creating your roadmap, to doing that. Just being free of that. Because the Knight of Wands just wants to be free. The Seeker's Journey. Love it. There we go. Seeker's Journey. Yep, you're on a quest. 100% on a quest. Connection is necessary. Okay. So you're 100% on a quest to, let's just put that in there. I actually feel like I want to read that. I don't normally read them, but I want to feel that one, feel that through, just because it's saying that even though you want to be on your own, you want to explore your own life, and maybe you want to go traveling, you just want to do you want to leave the nest, you're not interested in relationships at the moment, but at the same time, connection is necessary with people, and developing relationships with people is still necessary. So it almost has a hermity feel to this read. So it is really important to still create close connections with people, because as part of your spiritual service, you are here to actually help people, but you are inspiring people just by following this passion, following your highest excitement. And by doing this, just going on your own spiritual path. The wand suits I also see as very spiritual suit. You're on a quest to, perhaps the quest is actually your spiritual service, and that's where you're focused on, not relationships. But again, connection is necessary. Don't sort of stop that connection with people because of this one relationship that didn't quite work. So let's have a look at the Seeker's Journey. If I can find it. There it is. Okay. The Seeker's Journey is one of self-exploration, self-discovery, and self-realization. While on their journey, a seeker will face tests of faith, patience, resilience, and fortitude. They will face their fears and suffer hardship, but they will choose to see an opportunity to learn in every moment. They believe that everything happens for a reason, even when the reason is not apparent or one that is easy to accept. They believe because they understand that every effect has a cause. Every path will offer a reward and consequence, and both choice and circumstance determine the outcome. They wish to learn so they can navigate life with more confidence. They seek to understand so they can make better choices. A seeker has an innate desire to know and understand the mysterious workings of the world and the universe, both the spiritual and the physical. They are curious. This is so the Knight of Wands. They are curious, questioning life, the way it moves us, shapes us, is a puzzle that they want to solve. Oh, so Knight of Wands. But paradoxically, they're also willing to embrace the mysterious unknown. Yeah, this is absolutely where you're at. The destination will be arrived at, and this is when you get in the karmic clearing as well. The destination will be arrived at when it is meant to and not before. Ultimately, it is the journey itself that matters. Knowledge and growth cannot be forced, for the mind can only conceive what the eyes are willing to see. And that's the belief systems as well. I'm unplugging. So you're still unplugging from that mass consciousness. You're still clearing belief systems as well, but you're seeing it more as an adventure and understanding the natural laws of the universe much better than you used to. Okay. Sometimes the seeker will see them. Hang on. There will be signs along the way. Sometimes the seeker will see them, and sometimes they'll miss them. The journey can be a winding one that has the seeker revisiting a moment more than once to discover something that was not seen or understood initially. Sometimes the lesson offered is not one that is learnt the first time. So that's why you're on that adventure. It's sort of, you're finding a different way, alternative to the relationship, to find those same answers. Sometimes the lesson offered is not the one that is learnt the first time, or it is offered in stages so the information revealed heals instead of doing harm. Are you ready to journey with more awareness and intent? Perfect. So connection is necessary. I would say don't close yourself off to other relationships in the past. Connection is necessary. You're always, and even this past relationship was necessary as well. It was part of the adventure. It's part of your journey, part of learning who you really are. Knowing what you don't want and what you don't want to accept is also part of learning who you are. It's part of the adventure, part of the mission. So don't close yourself off. And that's actually also part of the karmic clearing, accepting what is. I am where I am. I've experienced what I've experienced, and that's okay. Nothing was a mistake. Connection is necessary, and connection with people is necessary. So, if you do want to stay single for a little while, that's perfectly fine. But know that the journey is going to move and unfold as it wants to. And every time you make a change or a shift, especially every time you release a limiting belief system, you become a different person. You see the world from a different perspective, and that different perspective is going to be different to the one you're holding now. So you're constantly evolving. That's part of the Knight of Wands energy. So make that your mission at this time, but also remember, connection is necessary. Connection with people are necessary. Don't close yourself entirely from relationships in general. So once you get close to having that karmic clearing, you're going to be in that mindset. You're going to be in the mindset of, this is a journey, cause and effect. You know what I'm talking about. And also knowing your power, where, and this is channel, you can actually then attract someone who was of a like mind, a like adventurous mind as well, and is not going to be like this old person. It's not going to be the same way anymore. You can cause and effect something perfect in your life. Cause and effect doesn't have to be negative. You can make really good choices too with people in the future. Okay, so this is the Gateway Oracle. I feel like it's actually going to give it a little bit more information on that. Okay, so what's another step to create the roadmap to this karmic clearing? Oh, that just flipped out. Taking action. I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. This is very much a Wands energy. Very much a Wands energy. Manifesting dreams. Perfect. My dreams are coming true. Okay. So take action towards actually manifesting your dreams. That's kind of obvious putting that together. So the Knight of Wands, or this energy, the 𝓑𝓤𝓤 energy, the Seeker's energy, it's all very much a exploration, being spontaneous, being fun, enjoying life, enjoying the pleasures of life, and taking. So I feel that what step is to take action in manifesting something. So what is it on top of, outside of, because I'm saying outside of it, but it's actually not really outside of it. It's all part of it. it feels like, what I'm trying to explain the energy that's in my head. It feels like it would be a detour, but it's not. Manifesting your dreams might feel like you're moving away from the spiritual service, or moving away from your desire of karmically clearing this limiting belief system around relationships. But manifesting something tangible in your life is actually going to help. It sometimes the path to your desire isn't like that. Sometimes it's like that. So that's what this feels like. Take some action into manifesting something completely different and make an adventure out of that. And get good at the adventure. Get good at being spontaneous. Get good at following your highest excitement and following your passion and following your creative urge. If you want to create, I don't know, if you want to create a temporary job, because you're looking at the one's energy, a contract job for 6 months, working for a company that is just going to provide a lot of fun for you, is actually going to be a creative thing, and actually create that job and just experience that job for 6 months. That's an example. Take some action towards doing that, towards doing something to manifest something, and enjoy the process along the way. It does feel like perhaps you need to distance yourself from this relationship, from this person, or from even thinking about doing the clearing work, because that's the end goal, to actually be free of that either personal limiting belief system. But it just feels like one key step that you can take that will help you get there the fastest is to just take a detour and manifest something really cool. Whatever it is, maybe you manifest a certain weight. You want to get to a certain weight. You want to lose, say, 5 kilos, 10 kilos. Focus on that. Get 100% focused on going to the gym and changing your wardrobe. And maybe, if you're a size 14, buying size 10 or 12 clothes and having them hang up, the whole fun process of doing that, reinventing yourself. Perhaps you want to manifest something on a spiritual service level. It feels like, though, it should be more about what makes you feel good. And it feels like it might be superficial, but it's not. It really isn't. Looking after your body and wanting yourself to feel good and wanting to have fun in life is exactly where it's at. It's exactly where we all need to be. We need to take the leaf out of the 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒𝓤 book. We need to take the leaf out of children's books, or like as in actual children, not children's books, or teenagers, and go, you know what? Yes, my bills are paid. Now everything's done. I'm just going to forget about that and have fun in life. I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm just going to go a party. I'm going to go out to dinner with some friends. I'm just going to forget all about it. It just sort of feels like you just want to forget and just temporarily go, you know what? I'm going to give myself permission to just not give a shit and just have fun. So this is an opportunity to do that. And now my phone's ringing. It's interesting. It was suspected spam. So I ignored it. Just ignore, that's a really good thing. Just ignore the things that try to distract you, that are just going to zap your energy away. You don't want to do that. You just want to do things that actually charge you and energize you, because you want to do that again. You want to get energized again. You want to get back, like, to be a teenager again, where you had no responsibilities and all that you cared about was, your friends and going to parties and just having fun. Get back to that. You can still be responsible and take care of, the day-to-day matters, but make your predominant intent to have fun. And one way you can do that is take action towards manifesting something that you've always wanted to do. Maybe there's an experience that you want to have. Go do it. You want to go skydiving? Go do it. Do something to get yourself into the 𝓦𝓔𝓛𝓒𝓤 energy, because when you're there and when you're really owning it and practicing it, that's when you're in your power. That's when you're going to, I think it's that spam again. Yeah. I'll go away. And really ignore those people that just try to waste your time and zap your energy, and just go, no, absolutely no. But following your passion and follow your dreams, okay, and stay focused, which is what I'm trying to do when the phone keeps ringing. Okay, so now let's have a look with the Mystical Wisdom deck. Another key thing that can help you get to where you want to be, to your ultimate happiness, being free of the limiting belief systems of that stupid that I'm thinking romance, actually. The word romance did just slip out. Okay. Another key thing that you can do. Way too many. Put them back. That way. There's a lot of things you can do. Another key thing to help you create your map, your roadmap. Now that's interesting. Normally they come out by now. There we go. Okay, so this is reverse. Resilience, rise above tribulations. Okay, and that's coming into the reversal. So that's something that perhaps you're not doing. Money, find a way to abundance. Okay, don't let money get in your way. You don't have to have money to have a good time. So you find a way, release the resistance to money as well. Perhaps you've got some, if you're drawn to pile 1, there's information about that in pile 1 if you want to. But this is, it feels like two different things where, so you've got belief systems about money. I don't think it was linked to the relationship. So I think this is linked to you wanting to just do you and live spontaneously and have fun. You don't need a crap load of money in order to do that. So release your resistance to money. Like abundance is just having exactly what you need when you need it. Like an example that I'm thinking of was this woman. I think she was a photographer, and all she wanted to do was just go around the world and take photos of everything, but she didn't have the money to actually travel around the world on all these planes. So what she did is, she had a book full of all the photography, things that she's done, the portfolio, whatever you call it. And she went to an airline and she said, this is what I can do. And what I want to do is perhaps take photos which you can actually use in your airline as advertisements. And all I want in exchange is accommodation and air flights. And that's exactly what they gave her, with a bit of spending money as well. So she got to do exactly what she wanted to do, lived her life, and got paid and funded to do it, and all she had to do was just approach the airline and say, look, this is my idea, and they pay it. So you don't actually need money in order to achieve what you want to achieve. So perhaps what you want to do is travel around the world, but you think, I don't have the money. There are other ways to actually make what you want, make your dreams manifested. So one step that you can take is to release your resistance to money and start thinking differently. Unplug from mass consciousness of how you can actually attract something. You might want a certain car, for example, and you get a job, and then in that job there's a company car, and that company car just happens to be the one that you wanted to get. And I'm saying this because this actually happened to a coworker of mine. She got a different job, a different role within the company, and the company car they gave her was the exact one they were looking at buying themselves. So now she gets to drive around in her own car, and she doesn't even have to pay rego or insurance or anything like that for it. It's all covered. So there are different ways of getting what you want and experiencing what you want other than having to pay for them. So release your resistance around money, release your belief systems about money. If you're into shadow work, do that. So that could be a key step. And again, it looks separate to this karmic clearing, but it's not. It's just a different roadmap than the one that you had mapped out in your head. So, and the roadmap is all about fun, all about being spontaneous, all about following that urge, all about just being an inspiration to others. And that is your spiritual service, actually. That's how you serve. That's how you show people how it's done. You can get what you want. You can achieve what you want while, in a different way than it's previously been believed that you can do it. So like, you can actually get the car of your dreams and not have to pay for it. You can actually travel around the world without having to pay for it. You can actually do what you really want to do without, you can own your own home. There'd be different ways of doing that you haven't thought of. Don't go the traditional way. And what you're doing in living that lifestyle, you're showing other people it can be done. You can follow your dreams. You can follow your passion. You can stay in your highest excitement, and look what happens. Look what gets manifested as a result. But again, the advice here, and I'm about to get some more advice as well. Don't forget that connection is necessary with other people. So don't rule it out to, like, you can have this lifestyle with someone who is on the same page as you. It is possible. So don't rule it out. Okay. So let's have a look now at who can be helpful to you at this time. And this is using Archangel Animal Oracle cards. Who can be helpful at this time? It's so much fun. Like, this is a jam. This energy for what you're going to be going through and moving through is just jam-packed full of adventure. That's all I'm sensing. Just jam-packed full of, like, you're never going to be bored. Absolutely never going to be bored. You're going to have so much fun. A goat. Act from your innate wisdom. Okay. And I actually feel like getting the cards on that. I don't normally. And ant come out in pile 2 if you're drawn to pile 2. I've actually told you to go to both other piles. So ant, cooperate for the highest good of the community, except ant was reversed. So I might put that over here. Let's put that up there. I always run out of space, but that's all right. Okay. So I am going to have a look at the goat. Okay. Okay, so goats are often misunderstood, though when they feel appreciated, they are generous, loyal, and nurturing. They love to feel, hang on, they love to be free and wander. See, more one's energy. Spreading golden light and wisdom wherever they go. They balance this desire for space and independence by enjoying the companionship of the herd. See, that's the connection there, and that's got to do specifically with the karmic clearing. So you can still develop relationships and see them as a relationship without it being, a committed romantic relationship. Okay. These special animals all have a great sense of balance. So balancing in your life as well. They love to clamber in the mountains. It's amazing seeing them climb a mountain that's like, straight up and down like that. And stand on rocks and peaks, gazing at the world and seeing all from a higher perspective. When you see a goat standing on a pinnacle, it may be linking to Orion for inspiration, for their sole mission is to lighten the vibration of our planet. That's you. It's telling people to lighten up. Going back to that, telling people to just lighten up. Okay. The service work is to clear unwanted vegetation and rubbish. Oh, okay. Well, that's just it. Guidance. When you choose this card, your guidance is to be free and independent within the nurture of a loving, caring family or community. Perfect example. I'm glad I read this. If you feel misunderstood, remember that you carry in your aura light and wisdom that you are not always recognized, or that the wisdom's not always recognized. Do any menial tasks that come your way graciously, for this is a part of life on earth. You are invited to look at the circumstances of your life and challenging situations from a higher perspective. This will bring you much peace and enable your innate qualities of love, loyalty, and caring to develop. Exactly. When you do this, your essential wisdom will shine through. You will be acknowledged by those around you. Recognize who you are, and many will be drawn to your energy. Okay, so that's who can help you at this time. People who are drawn to you when you do that. Drawn to you when... An example is being within a spiritual community and helping people within that spiritual community. I don't know why I'm saying that, but helping people within that spiritual community, developing strong bonds and developing relationships, while at the same time feeling free and independent to do so and not be one yourself, but still honor the relationships of other people, honor relationships in general, honor the idea of being in a relationship as a sacred, beautiful thing, even though you don't want to be in that at this time. That is how you clear the karma. And these people around you, these people that you help with your spiritual wisdom, and you will see other couples that are in beautiful, amazing relationships, and you'll go, I love that for you. That's amazing. And maybe even they'll inspire you and that connection will inspire you down the track to go back into another relationship. But I don't think that's, or I'll get the next 1 to 2 months in a bit. I don't really think that's in your future at this time, but it's to develop a relationship with relationships in general and have that be a beautiful thing and go, you know what, I love it. Connection is necessary. Relationships are beautiful and sacred. They are just essential. But for me right now, I'm on a different path, and that's okay. So these people that you are that are actually coming to you for wisdom, because what they're doing is they're seeing you just having fun. They're seeing you enjoying life and just manifesting amazing stuff. And they're going, how do you do it? How do you do it? So all these people that are coming to you that are actually asking you how you're doing it, they're the ones that are actually going to help you clear this karma. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so let's have a look now at some advice from Spirit using this deck that just hates shuffling. I say it nearly every time, but it just hates shuffling. If I do it higher, okay, this is the Mythic Tarot. Let's try this one. Third time lucky. Third time's a charm. But, okay, I'm just going to shuffle the traditional way. Oh my God, they're just getting harder and harder to shuffle. Okay, so advice from Spirit. There it is. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Now, interesting, the Knight of Cups is the romantic, the hopeless romantic. So, and interesting, the thing that, and the star, which is wish granted, the thing that you are resisting the most is usually the biggest lesson and the thing that you need to learn. So what I'm feeling is still be hopeful, because the Knight of Cups is actually looking at there is a wish, there is a desire for that connection in a romantic sense, even if you don't feel like you're ready for it now. But what I first got when I saw that is to fall in love with life, fall in love with your creative urge, get romantic about life, make love to life, make love to everything, make love to this adventure, make love to your desires. It's like develop a new relationship with love itself. And down the track, if you feel like you're ready, because like this connection, it is something that you want. It really is something that you want. But the way that you're going to go about getting it is to feel that, yes, it's a beautiful thing. And if I want it down the track, then I'll get it. Sort of like, yeah, strawberry ice cream's awesome, but I don't feel like strawberry ice cream right now. I feel like chocolate. And you get to that point where it's like, it's great. Yeah, not a problem. Like, get to that place where you're not in resistance to a romantic relationship. That's when you clear the karma. So what you can do is develop a different relationship with romance itself, or making love to things yourself, or making love to yourself, hell or not. But it's about making love to life, making love to this process, making love to being independent, making love to creating your own reality, making love to doing it in the most spectacular way that makes people go, holy crap, how'd you do that? Making love with this whole process. So you're developing a different and also making developing a different relationship with being romantic. It doesn't have to be with just a partner. You can actually talk to these people that are coming in. It's just like, how do you? It's interesting. I'm going down this track. I'm just going to get a clarifier. There's something that my mind is blocking, maybe because I need to take this advice myself. Okay. Okay, just fill in the gaps for what was just coming through. I'm going to take these three. Okay, so 10 of Swords, and they're probably not going to be all in the shot. 10 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, yeah, Ace of Wands. Okay. And the 5 of Swords in the back of the deck. Maybe I can put that there, because I've still got more cards to go. You guys got lots of cards. Okay. So there's definitely a feeling of wanting to be single, and probably wanting to, play the field, be on your own, because someone did betray you. Someone really hurt you. Someone who you thought possibly was the love of your life, or you were in a deep connection with. Have faith that not everyone is like that. That when you clear this karma, you're not going to attract that again. It's not going to happen that way again. So I feel like you're sort of like, it's sort of like a Bart Simpson's, like, down with homework. You're down with romance. It's like, ugh, you don't want it, it's got a bad taste in your mouth because you have a relationship with romance, or a romantic relationship with being stabbed in the back. And you just don't want to go there anymore. So what I'm just going to do before I go into future energies, I'm just going to do channeling now. So just 1 second. Because there is a deep wound there, and it is linked to the belief systems of the past. Look to your parents and the belief systems they held about romance. There's keys there. Or even ancestral relationships. There's keys there. There might even be a pattern there. It feels like a deep betrayal has occurred, that if you look back in your life from the past, there was a similar betrayal from a family or family member, and that's just manifested again in this relationship. So it's not the relationship itself, and it's not relationships in general. It is the programming and the belief system, or limiting belief system that you're holding that is needing to be cleared. So there's keys in that relationship that you had from your family member or family, and there's those same keys that are manifested again in this recent relationship, that they are the keys to shining light on what this limiting belief system is. And then when you know what it is, you know what to clear. When you clear that, that clears that karmic tie to that belief system. So it's once you've done that, because it is a belief system around relationships in general, especially intimate ones. So once you clear that, because this was saying, still have hope that it can be in your life at some time in the future, but I just felt so much resistance to it. It wasn't funny. And that's why, because the betrayal it hurt. It really, really hurt. And I get it. And I think the best action to take is to do your own thing, travel around the world, follow your dreams, create some miracles, and just have some fun. I think that is actually very necessary. But at the same time, do this shadow work. And even if you don't do the shadow work, the people that you're going to meet along this journey that you're on are going to give you keys as well. They're going to give you hope that relationships like that do exist. You're going to find people who are in just loving relationships, and they've been together for 50 years and they're still more in love now than they were before. You're going to see that it's possible, and that type of relationship can be had. But I feel that to get to that point, you need to go a different way, not direct through it, different way, like I've been explaining in this reading. But don't give up hope. Don't give up hope that a relationship like that is possible, and not only possible, it's possible for you. And then once that is realized, once that is fully realized, then you can actually have the choice. Well, do I want to still, or do I still want to, explore the world? Or maybe I do want to, when it just becomes a choice, then you've cleared the karma. Right now, it's like a hell no. No, I'm not interested. So you'll know you've cleared it when it becomes a choice. All right. Okay, so the next 1 to 2 months, and I'll close it off with that. If I can find a place to shuffle them and find a place to put them. I'll have to put them on top of cards, I think. Okay, and this is the Guardian Angel Messages deck. And I'll take a drink before I shuffle them. That'll do. Okay. All right. And the next 1 to 2 months, straight away come out. Okay. So the 9 of Cups, and that's coming into the reversal, wishes, dream, and happiness. And 3 of Cups just coming out of the initial phase, and this is making so much sense. Celebration, community, and friendships. And underlying that is transformation, realization, life change, and liberation. Perfect. This is actually the tower though in tarot speak. So where am I going to put that? Let's just put it, I don't know, here. Is it still in? Not quite. I don't know where I put it. Okay, let's just put it on top of this. Here we go. And I can just put that there. That'll do. It's a bit messy, but that'll do. Okay, so in the next 1 to 2 months, I'm saying that you're still going to be on this journey. You're certainly not going to be in a relationship, and I don't think that karmic clearing will have happened completely. It feels like it'll come in stages. So you'll get information from these people that are going to be attracted to you. So you're going to get life give you information that's going to help chip away at this limiting belief system. You're going to do a bit of shadow work. That'll help chip away at this situation. You're actually going to come into your power and feel your manifestational power and start helping people and inspiring people. That will chip away at it. You'll start developing strong connections with like-minded people. That will help chip away at it. So it's going to be a process of chipping away at this limiting belief system, because it is something that I feel it's an ancestral one, and certainly one from back in your childhood, where the betrayal is actually quite deep, and it's going to take a while to get through that. But you're going to have fun along the way. I mean, you know, your life looks bloody exciting. So I think within the next 1 to 2 months, you probably still won't have cleared it completely. But what you will have is you'll have some amazing connections. You'll have some amazing friendships. You're going to have fun. You're going to go to a lot of parties. You're actually going to meet some really, really interesting people. So that is actually amazing. So your life looks, it's just, there's so much in it. There's so much going on. You got so much fun to be had. So much exploration to be had. You're just going to be living your passion, following your highest excitement, meeting some amazing people. You're going to develop a different relationship with money. That's part of the advice, or attracting abundance anyway. And you are going to begin to develop a different relationship with relationships in general. And it's just going to be amazing. So I'm just going to tune in. I'll just see if there's anything else. But this is it's a transformational experience. It's sort of like, if you want to use the analogy of the caterpillar to the butterfly, you're now just emerging as the butterfly. The butterfly is beautiful and exuberant and just wants to fly everywhere. It doesn't want to just sit on one flower for the whole day. It doesn't want to do that. It wants to fly. It wants to spread its wings. It wants to see how powerful its wings are. He wants to see, you know, how fast it can fly, you know, or how high it can fly, or how many other butterflies it can meet. You know, be that social butterfly. That's what it feels like you're doing. You're just wanting to explore life. And if that's what you do for the rest of life, that's what you do for the rest of your life. You don't have to get into a relationship at all at any stage of your life. But what you do want to do, and this is your desire, is to actually get to that point where you clear that karma and you can go, like I said before, I can choose it or not. Either way, it's fine. But for the next 1 to 2 months, yeah, it's going to be more about partying on and just meeting beautiful and interesting people and just having fun. That is part of the transformation that you're going through, which is just a beautiful unfolding. So I'll just tune in and I'll just see if there's anything else. But at the end of the adventure, you're going to go, oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. And you're going to have no regrets whatsoever. None. And you're like, you know what, wouldn't change a thing, and I'd be happy to do it again. You know, and I don't think there will be an end to the adventure. It is just who you are now. But it just feels like there's going to be an end point where you're actually going to look back at everything, possibly this end point here when you actually do clear that. And you're going to go, oh, wow, that happened. What a whirlwind of fun. So that's what you've got to look forward to, which is excellent. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you very much. If you've listened to me up until the end, I appreciate it. And I hope this really helped you. And if it did, like, share, subscribe, put some comments in the comment section below. That will really help me out. I am taking requests, so if you have any ideas for any future reads, it might be related to this one as well, pop it down there in the comments and I'll read it, and I'll absolutely do that for you. But until next week, until I do my next read, I say thank you so much for joining me, and bye.